Prince Harry has a brand new problem on the horizon, and this time, in fact, it's not his wife, the former cable TV actress Meghan Markle, but something a little closer to home, and something many people said could have been avoided. But once again, his wife put the boot in, and that was the end of that. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you. Welcome one all, and of course thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to the channel, thank you for taking the time out to join us. We're a wonderful group. Just get involved. You make a lot of friends. I've made so many friends here on the channel. It is nice to see you all, but genuinely you will make a lot of friends. I think we're all very like-minded, but if we do disagree, we're polite to each other, right? Because consequently it's about friendship. It's about sharing memories, news, items, things. Get involved. Don't feel alone. Life can be terrifying on your own, and I think life can also be frightening when you read the news, am I right, chums, every day, and you think, goodness, is this happening? Or it seems like the world's been taken over and you can't stop it, the sort of thing. Don't worry, it's never as bad. There's always hope on the horizon. Remember that. Always think positive. Somebody who should think positive is none other than Prince Harry. Recently, as we know, he basically started whinging on again about security and what was required and what was needed and all that sort of stuff, because consequently, in his eyes, he's always been wronged. It's never right. It doesn't matter what people do. And when you think about it and look into it a lot deeper, Queen Elizabeth tried her very best to make sure that Harry was looked after, placated, made sure that really he was, well, not being difficult, but that really wasn't enough for him. And consequently, when you see the bigger picture and you look at Harry, you can see that problems were there from a very early age. I mean, it's just written there, isn't it? But now when you think about it also, he should have been able, as a mature person in his 40s, to rise above these problems, try and make amends with his elder brother, because from the off it was very spelt out to Prince Harry that he was never really going to become king. But clearly, having met Meghan Markle, she stoked the fire for many, many years now, basically saying, you're more popular, you're more attractive, people like you more, how dare they not give you the recognition that you deserve? Pouring oil inside that ear, many people might say. But you see, the problem for Harry is in fact not his brother, Prince William, but this man, David Beckham. You see, David Beckham, as we know, has just been knighted, and as many of you know, I've known him for many years alongside his wife, Lady Victoria. Very strange that, isn't it, Victoria, to call you that? And she never would have known at that particular point as a Spice Girl that things would have taken on a totally different direction. But consequently, it did, and very successful too. Now, moving forward, where this is interesting, is the fact that clearly there's a very strong relationship developed between David Beckham and His Majesty the King. They share a lot of interests, including the climate, gardening, honey, you name it. There's many things, architecture. And I like the fact that David, of course, has moved into a different direction, not being too concerned by this at all, and consequently just found new interests in life. Some might say Harry should have done the same thing. Again, where this is interesting on a different level is the fact that I can tell you both David and Victoria have been privately invited to dine with His Majesty the King and Queen Camilla. Now, this will not sit well with Prince Harry, because you see, Harry sees anybody in his way, including the media, as the problem as to now forming a relationship back with his father, His Majesty the King. And as you know, Harry and William were excellent friends with David Beckham, got on incredibly well. And for a while, so did Prince Harry singularly, alongside his wife. But then, according to sources, Meghan Markle felt some media stories were being leaked out and all accusations were flying back and forth. Naturally, things really hit the buffers when, of course, Victoria Beckham landed a major deal with Netflix. That didn't sit down well with the Montecito duo. So why is this a problem? Well, according to an insider, a staff member, Harry now sees David Beckham as the problem of how he's now going to be able to form back that once close relationship that he had with his father. Clearly forgetting, of course, that he claimed that Camilla, His Majesty the King's wife, is a dangerous person working against him with the media. You've got no idea. Many would suggest that in fact it's Harry, his own problems, what he said in print, what he said in documentaries, is the simple reason as to why that relationship broke down. But as ever, according to Meghan, well, no, it should be you the King's turning to, not a former footballer with a pop star wife. And that was the quote. Right, Meghan? Neil Sean in the very heart of the United Kingdom.